Good evening, guys. What I want to do is quickly go through next week's or this week's activity with you, and those activities will open for you guys on the 13th, and everything will be due on Sunday, the 19th. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just click on one of my classes. Again, whichever class you are in for me, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this one and then go into the assignment portion. And under the assignment portion, you're going to see right now they're not open, but they will be on Monday. You're going to see three different things. This is remote learning lesson 3, remote learning lesson 4, and then just like this past week, we will also have a discussion question. I'll do the discussion question first so you understand what you need to do for this. For the discussion question, again, if you've read through the PowerPoint and you've completed the work from the past week, you'll know that we're moving into the dystopian literature. And that's what this week's discussion question is going to be about. What it says here, if you're looking carefully, it's you being creative on your own. You're going to imagine if you're writing a science fiction novel, consider it a speculative fiction. Just ask yourself the what if question. What if, as an example, what if the oceans began to dry up? So it's going to be your preferred take on the what if question about a science fiction story. You're going to select a main idea for your book. Again, you're not actually writing a book. You're just going to make the premise of it. You're going to tell me the event, the character, or the setting. So as an example, mankind in a rush to survive would begin to hoard water if the oceans began to dry up. So you're going to come up with your main point for your story. Next, you're going to choose a title that represents the idea. We're going to go with a little bit of symbolism here. How does the title symbolize the issue in your novel? Example, if the world's water supply began to dry up, the title in this story would be Waves of Salt and Sand, because there's no longer water in the oceans. You're going to choose symbolic names for your characters. As in an example, the main character of this story, her name is Sandy, because again, she's an example of what's left after the water has been taken away. You're going to give other characters symbolic names such as Cece, Wavy, Pearl, Sahara, and Dusty. Again, they're going to be symbolic based on your perceived science fiction dystopian story. And then finally, what the whole thing really is, you're going to provide me 2 paragraphs about the event, the characters, and the setting to which the title refers. This is you being a little bit creative based on what you need to do. You can pick something that maybe a movie or a book has already been written about, or come up with something totally creative and original on your own. But that's what you will do for the discussion question this week. All right, so moving back out of the discussion question, we're going to go back to the assignments. This is, again, the big meat and potatoes of this week. I'm going to go ahead and click on Remote Learning Lesson 3. All right, so in Remote Learning Lesson 3, just like you did this past week, you are going to be required again to download the file so you can write on the file and then re-upload it. I'm going to open it here so you can see it from this view. So once you do it, again, the easiest way to do it is honestly to download it to a Google Drive. That way, once you do it through there, you can go ahead and save a copy and then just re-upload it. So it's going to be kind of the same process a lot in this online learning. So you're going to open the file to where it looks like this. This week is something that I think you guys will look forward to. For the assignment, you're going to be picking a dystopian film of your choosing that you will watch. If you click on this link right here, it will give you a long list of movies that we have gone through and chosen for you. Those are the ones that we really want you to focus on. If you have another example of a dystopian film that you would like to watch for this assignment, it's absolutely fine. However, you do have to run it by me first. So make sure if the movie that you want to watch is not on the list, again, the list is right here. You can just make sure to ask me this week before you watch that film. So you're going to watch the movie. We have a lot of time for that. Some of these movies you can find on Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Amazon Prime, YouTube. They're all over the place. Just make sure to not wait until the last minute on this. So first, after you watch your movie, you're going to provide 4 to 6 sentence summary of the film. Very simple. What was your movie about? So explain to us what has happened. Again, this is all dystopian that we're talking about. So what has happened in the world in your film? What created the society that the people in the world are now living in? Was it war that destroyed the earth? Was it a disease, natural disaster? What happened that really triggered the dystopian motif of that story? And how did it happen? How did it lead to the current state of your society? This is what you're answering in your paper. So you will again use that dystopian PowerPoint. If you don't remember where it is, it's over here on the side in your files section. That's where you're going to find the dystopian PowerPoint, or you can always watch it again on my YouTube channel. So that dystopian PowerPoint is going to lead you as you review your film. Return to the slides, especially the slide on characteristics of dystopian stories. That's the one where you're going to pick 4 characteristics that you saw within your movie. I'm going to give you an example. I've been talking about the Hunger Games a lot. So let's say you watch the Hunger Games as your dystopian film. On that slide in the PowerPoint, you're going to pick at least 4 characteristics that were represented within that film, and then tell me how. So you're going to write them down on this chart and how they appeared in your movie. Again, not every movie is going to have the same 4. And obviously there might be more, so you can add more if you want. Next, you're going to refer back to slides 8 through 11. What type of control did your dystopian movie have? Corporate, bureaucratic, technological, or religious and philosophical control? Tell me what type, and then explain in 2 to 3 sentences. You will then need to refer back to slide 12. That's on the dystopian protagonist. We talked about Katniss Everdeen. You guys did some work this past week identifying dystopian characters. Explain below how the protagonist in your movie possessed any of the characteristics from that PowerPoint. So again, you will need to refer back. And just like you did this week, once you're done with all that, submit the assignment to Remote Learning Lesson 3, and you're done with this portion of it. All right, so this is about watching a movie, one of my favorite things to do, and something we're all doing right now anyway. Again, check right here for your list of different movies that are going to be available. But if you have another movie in mind, please run it by me first. There are tons of other ones out there, but there's a reason that we didn't include some of them on this list. All right, so then the last thing that you guys need to do is you need to go back to the assignment portion and click on Remote Learning Lesson 4. This is Remote Learning Lesson 4. You are again going to download the document. Here we go. This is what you will do. Again, it's definitely easier if you click on the Google Drive and download it. You can make a copy that way. And it is writable. If you just click on it where it is, you'll find out real quickly that you can't edit that document. So then what you're going to do, disregard where it says honors. Everybody will do this activity. You're going to create a poster for your dystopian film. So whatever film you just watched, whether it was The Hunger Games or World War Z or The Matrix, whatever you just watched, you're going to create a poster on it digitally. And if I was in the classroom, we'd be doing this in groups, but we're going to do it digitally, which means your poster can be created on the following: Canva, Microsoft PowerPoint, or on paper, and you can upload the document. Your poster must include the title of the film. So The Hunger Games, whatever you got, you need to include on that poster the main characters, all their names, and a brief description of those characters. It should be really easy if you're kind of working side by side with the movie and creating this poster. You need to include a symbol that appears within the film or represents the idea that the film centers around. So like the mockingbird, or the mockingjay rather, from the Hunger Games. You need to include at least one quote from the film. Think about some of those really memorable quotes that kind of move the movie along. And then again, you need to include a picture of the setting of the film. That could be something very far out there, very scientific, or something more modern that we're used to right now. It depends on your movie. It depends on the type of dystopian control. It also depends on the year that the movie takes place in. And then you're going to submit your poster. Again, disregard that it says honors. If you're not in an honors class, everybody does it. Submit your poster back to this particular section, Learning Lesson 4. So, again, to recap, what your expectations are this coming week, starting the 13th. You will complete the Lesson 3 discussion question. That's where you're coming up with a premise for your own film with a title, with characters, with the plot, with the setting, all of that stuff. You're then going to watch a dystopian film of your choosing. Any of them, again, just run them by me if they're not on the list. So, watch the film, complete the document, and then you can move into the other portion, which is creating a poster based on the movie. All right, so a lot of it this week is entertainment. I want to know what you guys get out of these films. I want to know which ones you have seen. Maybe you're watching a new one. Maybe you're rewatching an old favorite. It really depends on you. Again, I will be checking all week, but what I can tell you guys is please, please do not wait until the last minute. What's happening right now is everyone's waiting until Saturday and Sunday night to get this stuff done, and now everything's piling up on top of them. Do not wait until the last minute, and we should be good to go. Again, if you have questions, remind, Canvas, email. I will be checking constantly all week. Thank you guys. I think that we will all do just fine.